Okay, well, we'll call to order the bond bank meeting for March the 18th, 2019. You want a roll call or anything on this, Miss Suzanne? Just for the
Board
record?
Member Tom Cook,
Yes.
Board Member E.G. McLaughlin,
Here.
Board Member Kim Tremaine,
Here.
Board Member Kip Newman, absent, Board Member Tom DeWeese, absent, President Kelly Milan.
Here.
And myself.
Okay, did y'all have an opportunity to review the minutes in the previous meeting? Any changes or anything?
I'll make a motion they be approved.
Okay. Motion on the floor to approve, seconded by Tom. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion will carry. New business was the Cancer Research Center, and after some additional thought and into that, and Richard and I spoke, we're gonna maybe take a little bit less, we're gonna take less money out of the bond bank, possibly. And then we're gonna work on where to try to find the rest of that initial pledge that we pledged to them, which was $2.5 million. Maybe looking at only taking $1 million from bond bank.
I think that would be better for the bond bank. It would give more money here in case we had a municipality that
Yeah,
needed assistance, we would be available to help.
and then we can. Yeah, I think that'd be a good option for that. So that's really all we were going to discuss. Was we'll come back and give you the final number. I mean, we got to find where else we're going to try to locate those funds for. And I've talked with Michael Schwebler. I don't know that there's a need like today for that, so we have some time to figure that out. But we want to make sure you guys knew where. The last meeting I sort of brought it out that maybe we'd take the $2.5 million, and really looking at the financials, it doesn't make sense to do that. So, any other new business that I'm not? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, we can table it. I need a motion to table the Cancer Center funding.
A motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Suzanne, would you mind
Abstain?
That I abstain on that.
Yeah.
The table, I think,
Oh, it
is
should,
okay.
is that okay? Okay.
Yes,
sir.
Thanks, Dale.
So we'll
Mr. Walden,
that'll be tabled till the next meeting. Any other new business that wasn't on the agenda? The old business item was the city of Greendale proposal, which we are a suburb of. Just trying to make the mayor's statement correct. I mean, anyway, I guess I'm addressing you guys, and I think we had some discussion last meeting. I think there's an interest in wanting to help Greendale. It's a mutual interest. It's a mutual help for us as well. They obviously have a need. I'm just going to throw this out there, and we can talk about it and see. I don't know for sure if it's okay with them, but instead of doing all the $4 million in one lump sum or in one initial ask, I would propose that maybe we do a $2 million and then finance the rest over the next 4 years or something, if that works for them. But I'd like to hear how you guys feel about that, if you're okay with that. I think really I'd like to hear if you guys are okay with it before we would really get their input. But
I was more interested in breaking it down if we could, rather than a lump sum, if that was possible, to have it available, because with the funding coming in and then a little bit of interest that there is and some other paybacks. So, and Mayor, you'll have to help me on this. At that point, would it be devised on an interest rate that's coming back through?
we'd have to determine that. Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a good idea. Obviously, You know, it's not the $4 million, but obviously you can see with the assets are there, you know, that's kind of tough to do, but if we do the 2 million upfront and then, what, $500,000 a year for the next 4 years?
And we do that at like 10% interest.
That, yeah, that's,
I had an official nod out there. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, we'll have to work that piece of it into the agreement, I think, for the long-term piece of it. But I mean,
and again, I look at Richard and Suzanne, does
thoughts?
that make sense?
That's a good idea.
thoughts from Greendale?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank you for the consideration. We had a system study done that goes from 2019 through 2028 from Alpha Engineering. This details a lot of what we need to do to upgrade our electrical system. And as I spoke last week, there's things that have kind of come to the forefront that we have to get a bunch of this done in the first 2 to 3 years. And that's where the $4 million came in. The $2 million would be fantastic to start with, fantastic. And I'm sure speaking with the others here, thank you very much for considering that. And then the 500,000 after that over the next, be a 5-year plan basically, that'd be tremendous help. Because this is a 10-year plan. We're gonna do probably about a third of that in the first 2 years, most likely. And then we can spread out, but it doesn't have to be 10, it could be 15 years. But this, knowing that there's money coming in, that we can take care of some things that need to be done in the next 5 years of the plan is very important to us. And just for you to come up with this plan that you've mentioned, Mayor, we appreciate that very much, and that would help us a lot.
Well,
And we will be forever a suburb of yours, at least until we get.
that was one of the prerequisites. I'm gonna make sure that you, from
least
now on, you don't say that anymore.
At least until we get it paid off. Hey, I'm going to a mayor's institute next week, so if somebody asks where's Greendale, I said next to Lawrenceburg. We are a suburb of Lawrenceburg.
Well, I don't know if you have to go that far, but no,
we do
it's-
thank you very much. If that is the plan, we will back that up with, I mean, we've got 3 loans right now we've been paying on every year. We've never defaulted, we've never been late. We've always paid those up, and we will back this up with our riverboat money. We're trying to get our electric utility on its own. It's been kind of subsidized a little bit from riverboat. We're trying to wean it off the riverboat, let it be a self-sustaining utility. This will be a big help to get it there, but we want you to know that we will back up this loan with riverboat. You will be paid. Or my name is not Al Abden. No, we will.
I think, you know, Kelly's plan that he came with, and I think it's good for Lawrenceburg, what, you know, when last meeting, as you said, Kelly, and as you, Al, and you guys said, you know, just a collaboration with Greendale, putting them on the same, you know, Steve, I don't know, voltage and stuff. I think, boy, that just makes a lot of sense and stuff.
We've been working with Olin to help us with some of the things we have to do in the next 6 months. He's helped, Lawrenceburg Utilities are helping us out on that. So we've got a good relationship to work together, and we intend on doing that into the future too. So it's a good working relationship there.
We can make Greendale and Aurora's funding agreements contingent on the creation of a Unigov.
What?
A Unigov,
Oh, Unigov?
since we have them both here.
Kelly won the last election. Sounds just like Dennis.
Good point. Good point.
If you have any questions for me or any, you're welcome to.
I don't. If you guys got anything for them?
But once again, thank you for your consideration. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
You want, Mayor, if you want me to I'll make the motion to, do what you proposed and
Okay.
and stuff, the $2 million, then the 500,000 over the next 4 years.
And we'll work out the interest rate, we'll have to work out the interest
Yeah.
rate for the remaining 4-year piece of it.
Is that something the mayors, the clerk treasurers, or I don't know,
Well,
how does that
between-
normally work?
Between both our offices, we can communicate, on a yearly, from the yearly basis. We'll have to write in the agreement, I think. Anthony, you and Dell will have to come up with some kind of a creative legalese, you guys do.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony, keep
Are
you.
you gonna propose a certain interest rate?
Well, right now, for the 2 million you were talking about?
Right.
Yeah. We haven't talked about that. Did you guys come into this expecting a certain percentage? Okay, and we were at 10, so.
Puts us at 5.
I'm good with 5, you guys good with 5?
No, we felt that you would be reasonable and help us out. We don't expect you to give it away as your last kid. Helping us out, not trust that you.
Could we do this, and could we need to get a little research on what the investments are bringing right now?
You're already, most of the agreements, and then he can investigate the other part, but the other agreements are 1.5% over prime. And then the city of Aurora, I think, is a flat, what was that, Del, 3%, 2%?
Two.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
a
over
much
or
smaller
under?
amount that we didn't have to take out of an investment. That was a piece that, I mean, if we're gonna have to take this 2 million and, we need to get a little bit of our money back.
I'm sorry, Suzanne, is it 1.5 over or under prime?
Over. Was it over? Was that the agreement?
You mean for these other loans, you're saying,
For the
Suzanne?
old loans. Mhm.
What's prime at right now?
He's at 5.5%.
Maybe
Oh.
it is 1.5 under. I could swear it's over.
Yeah, it must,
I will,
must be
the
under.
documents for me, but.
A few years back,
Yeah,
the over would have made sense.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Those
I
were,
was just gonna
those
say
were
the same
older,
thing,
those
too.
were older loans,
They
so.
are 2005.
So why don't we
Prime
look
was
at,
pretty low then.
I mean, we can look at a flat rate. We probably ought to figure out what our average investments are right now, and then maybe we can work from that.
I
Can we,
can send that to you in an email.
okay,
You have it underneath.
well,
We'll have to do a meeting
Yeah.
to sign documents anyways.
yeah, we will sign the documents, so.
So are those rates fixed, are they variable as prime goes up and down?
Yes.
Those are,
The
yeah.
old ones are variable.
Are variable,
Yes.
okay.
It'd probably help you on a $2 million loan, it'd probably help you if it was a fixed, so you could budget for it, right? So we'll look at that and we'll come up with a fixed rate and see if it's agreeable and. Okay, all right, and that's Greendale, so what do we care? 15%. Incorporate that into it.
We just take 20.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll get back to you on that and make it part of the paperwork. And then, we'll have to schedule another meeting, do the signing and everything, but shouldn't take too long to do that. I'm sorry? Yeah, I was gonna think of a timing, for our next meeting first. What are you thinking? Vacation.
Do you wanna do it as soon as next week? Or wait till April?
I'm here next week, I'm here April.
What about Greendale, what? Next week?
About Tuesday?
That the
Monday or Tuesday,
26th?
25th or 26th.
25 on the, you'd have enough without me, Tom's good.
But I can do it, on the 25th, I can do it in the morning. On the 26th, I'm basically open all day.
Try to do the 26th, that way Kim can be there as well. And Mr.
Is
Cook?
that a Monday or Tuesday? I'm sorry.
Tuesday.
Tuesday I can't do.
Tuesday.
Oh, Monday you can?
Yeah.
Okay, so 25th in the afternoon or the morning?
Wait, 26th you're gone?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, I thought you said the 25th.
yeah.
Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Monday doesn't work as well for me either.
We have a
Do
forum, we
Tuesday.
can do it on the 26th, I just never know. I didn't know about Kip today, so.
Mhm.
Spring break week too. I don't know if he might be gone both, I don't know. But what time on the 25th you're available when, E.G., and Kim, you're available
I
25th?
have a meeting at 3 o'clock, so, I mean, I could,
Kim, you're available the 25th? Tom, you're okay with the 25th?
Monday?
no, yeah, 25th, yeah, I'm sorry,
Um,
confused.
Okay, well, why don't we do 11 o'clock?
It's okay.
That work for everybody?
Is that okay with you, Richard? and
You're in
Suzanne?
town
No.
Monday?
I can see, I mean, if it's not, just say.
Is it next week?
That means we have to buy you lunch, huh?
I got an election. Monday, 11 o'clock. Okay, does that give you, Dell, you and Anthony enough time to,
Yes, sir, Your Honor. We would handle this, I think, in the same way we handled Aurora's agreement. Since they're pledging a security in their gaming fund, then they would have to pass a resolution with council, and then it would come back to us. So there'd be a timing element there as to when their next council meeting is.
comes back to the bond bank, you mean?
Yes, sir. But we can have the documents drafted relatively quickly.
We just need to come up with a percentage. We can do that next day or so.
Okay.
I can send an email out today with all of the.
On our current investments, you mean? Or really?
Well, our current loans that we have out, and then he can.
I'll look at the investments we currently have.
What kind of,
I think that's more what I'm interested in knowing is what our current investment rate is, because if we take that 2 million, we can,
well, and then, not for it, but do they, you need to figure out like what kind of payment, I mean, so, you know,
Yeah.
the term is gonna be and stuff, so everybody's gonna have to get their heads together to,
On the bond bank money?
He's talking about
Point-
the investments that we have with, like Tom
With it.
Palmer, or the CDs that we have.
yeah, just in general.
yeah.
I mean, so, yeah, I had, you know, because obviously, I'm assuming you'd like the shortest term as possible just to get it paid off, but that's just my concern. That might not be what you want to do, but
50
years.
years.
then I would think it would be a variable
think-
rate.
I think it is, I think it is 20%.
Yeah.
That just went up.
I mean,
I think if we went, I mean, well, we're at the mercy of what you want to do. 15-year. Something like that. And with all the stuff we have going on.
it's too much,
we
yeah.
have to- I think at 15, we don't want to stretch it out too much.
Is that to have the full 4 million paid back?
Well, we can start with the 2. So how you're gonna do it each year, do a separate agreement, or how that's gonna work. I don't know how it is.
We can figure that out.
Yeah, Anthony. and
Anthony will
Dell
figure
can-
it out.
Okay.
Because the last 500,000. It's your money, we're just like.
Yeah, we'll work on it. We'll we'll get you a percentage within the next day or so. And then that way they can incorporate it into the paperwork. And then,
We're rocking and rolling on this stuff.
okay, any other questions? Anybody? Yes, ma'am? Table it. I'm with you, thank you,
Boy, I
thank
tell
you.
Reading their mind.
So I'll entertain a motion to table the City of Greendale proposal for approval on at the next meeting.
I'll move for that.
Second.
table. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion will carry. What we'll do then is we'll, after they get the paperwork drafted out, we can send you all a copy of it prior to the meeting. See if you have any questions, if we need to change anything before we